So I want to think back to 2012 a little bit, and who here lives where their hometown was greatly affected by Hurricane Sandy? Anyone? Okay, so if you weren't directly affected, you may have seen on TV how Hurricane Sandy destroyed so many homes, local businesses, towns. Some houses even wiped right off their foundation into the bay in my town. Many people, lives, families, local businesses and towns were severely affected by this and put into financial danger. My name is Charlie Hess, and I live in Bay Head, New Jersey, a town on the Jersey Shore, which was greatly affected by Hurricane Sandy. Many of the homes, if not completely destroyed, had severe water damage like my house did. Many people were suffering from not living and being able to live in their homes, having to stay somewhere else. Local businesses were shut down, and ultimately a lot of people left Bay Head because there wasn't much for it to offer. So 2 years after the hurricane hit, my family decided to purchase a building which was known as the Shoppers Wharf and make it into our first restaurant. So in hopes that people will come back to Bay Head and bring a little bit more life to it. And being very active on the building team and the design team for the restaurant, I have seen and witnessed many rules and regulations that have gone into building a restaurant. So a few that I thought were interesting were in regards to the flood elevations and the exterior finishes. And I hope everyone can leave today with a little bit better understanding of what goes into building a restaurant. So first, in regards to the flood elevations after Hurricane Sandy hit, flood elevations were set in place so it could prevent future water damages. So on BayheadNewJersey.org, the Bayhead Ordinance 2013, number 8, under Section B of non-residential construction, in summary, it pretty much says that all non-residential construction has to have the lowest level at or above all flood elevation levels. So in doing a little bit more research on the FEMA website, which is the Federal Emergency Management Agency, and this agency set forth all of the flood elevations for New Jersey. They set the advisory-based flood elevation map. So this is a look at the map here, and circled in yellow is the location of where the restaurant is, right overlooking Twilight Lake. And if you can see down in this corner right here, it's section B, elevation 10, so which means that the building has to be, the lowest level of the building has to be at least 10 feet high. So this is the look at the construction right now. Right here is the ground level, and this will be the first level, and there will be a second level on top of it. This is what it looks like currently. So we're still in the very, a premature stage of the building. But as you can see, you'll be able to walk completely under. Cars can park pretty much underneath the ground level because it has to be raised so high. And this is what the restaurant will look like when it's finished. We're calling it Twilight because it overlooks Twilight Lake. The color is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a little bit whiter, and brick will be used. But since we're looking at the exterior, now we can go into the ideas that we had to go about the exterior finishes. For lights, since we are near the ocean, salty air can make things rust really easily. So in terms of light fixtures, all the light fixtures we had to pick out, this is a picture from InMyOwnStyle.com, and it shows how light fixtures can easily rust if they're not the right metal. On another website, PendamentLightings.com, they also talk about how copper and brass are the preferred metals to be used outdoors when you're near the ocean so they don't rust as easily. Another idea that we had to think about when building the restaurant is fire codes. And fire codes have a really strong impact of what materials you're using. On the New Jersey building codes, they talk about some of the fire regulations that we have to abide by. The exterior walls, meaning the outside walls, they have to be fire resistant. So although we can use wood shingles, they have to have a fire retardant spray on them. So that was something we had to keep in mind when picking what colors we had to go into because we had to abide by those fire regulations. Another thing was the decking. Any decking, stairs, or railings all have to be fireproof. So they cannot be wood. We cannot use nice wood decking. We had to use either iron or brick or bluestone for because it can't burn. So, can anyone answer why we have to use the certain metals like copper and brass instead of other metals.
Using salty air.
Yes. Yeah, thank you. So a lot of times, like going into building a restaurant, like depending on where you're located, you have to take into consideration where you're located. In terms of our situation, we're by the water, so the salty air makes us have to use different materials than, say, another restaurant would. So I hope everyone has a better understanding of what has gone into building a restaurant, and maybe the next time you go into a restaurant, you have a better appreciation of why things are the way they are.